I have a closing today.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
How exciting. Is it a condo or a co-op?
That's a co-op to you, sir. And no, it's a full-blown house.
Heck yeah.
It's up in Catalina. But I do have a co-op listing coming up this week.
Well, other than Christina, what else? Anyone else want to share your victories, your celebrations, something you're proud of?
I got my first Zillow review.
You got your first Zillow review? There you
Yeah,
go, Maggie. Now you're a real agent.
right.
Heck yeah. Love that. Other celebratories?
I got my content done for YouTube.
You did?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Don't have to stress about that.
No stress, just do.
Do you do it for the whole week, Fabi?
I did it for the next 4 videos.
Nice.
Yes.
How long does that take you? Is it just kind of all over the map, or do you have like a kind of a
Um,
ballpark each time?
Um, between like the actual like chat GPT content and then the filming, I'll probably say like 2.5 hours.
Not terrible.
Not bad.
How
Yeah.
about it? There you go. And you've already
What,
picked up quite a few deals from it, so I guess it's clearly working in your favor.
Yeah,
what do
yeah.
you do on those videos?
Um, I talk about different topics. These guys have helped me come up with different topics. Um,
Write your YouTube on there so people could look at it.
yeah, I'll put it in the chat right now.
We've helped Fabi grow a total of like 50, 60 people.
Yeah.
We're trying
My
to get to 1,000.
My son watches her YouTube all the time, every time he uses my phone because he doesn't.
No way. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Which is fantastic because her YouTube's in Spanish.
See.
Anyone else do some content yesterday? Remember we kind of put the challenge out there to post some stuff, ask some questions. I saw Serena did something. Was that a question you asked from ChatGPT?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was.
How did your engagement go?
I got about maybe 3 people, and I
Hey,
just responded, so it was good. I think I'm going to start doing it more often now.
posting that you got to train your AIs and you got to train the systems to know that you're going to be out there engaging.
Yes, for sure.
So you guys all saw what I posted yesterday, just about 24 hours ago. And that was just a simple text. What's a petty hill you'll die on? Anyone see that on their feed yesterday? On naturally, a couple of you.
Yeah.
I posted the same thing.
Yes.
I got 133 comments and only 5 likes. What do you think is more important, a like or a comment?
A comment
Why is that?
because it gets people engaging and starts a conversation.
Yeah, multiple comment threads had started. So in the comments, someone had posted something, and if you look deep into those, multiple people are engaging in that thread. So that's what you want to show is you want to show people engaging deep. One of the things I do to help stir the pot is I comment on every comment, creating more buzz around it. But I love the fact that there's so many different people connecting and engaging that don't know each other, that are just forming conversations in the chat, if you will, but they're creating more engagement, which is pushing my personal Facebook to more people. I picked up a couple new friend requests yesterday just off the post from people that I didn't know that were commenting and liking back and forth in the post. So it's very important that you guys do these engagement things consistently, but then go and like and comment and respond and create some buzz around it. So that exercise is easy to follow. Do it again today. Ask the public or answerthepublic.com to get ideas about video content or or content that's digestible for people that are currently looking for real estate goods. Ask your AI resources, ChatGPT or BrokerBot, about different engaging questions you can ask to social media and different platforms, and then find out, I'm trying to increase my engagement on Instagram. What should I do? There's no reason to be a secret agent. Everybody needs to know what you're doing. The only time you want to be a secret agent is when you're doing illegal stuff. So that time Jason went to Mexico, he had to delete from his Facebook. But if you go far enough back in his timeline, you'll find it. It's kind of funny. Although I don't think that bikini fit very well. All right, guys. What is something you want to talk about today? Work on, achieve, or grow around? I see why you guys aren't talking. I didn't say good morning to you all. Good morning. Now wake up. Mikey got hair.
Good morning.
What you got, Charles? How's life going for you? So I know you just started a new social media thing.
Yeah, it's been going good. Just trying to post. I'm trying to make it more real estate related. I've just been doing mainly personal stuff.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
week. Go ahead.
Sorry. So I have a little, well, it's not a dilemma, just I have a home that I'm getting ready to list, and it's right by the U of A, and it's right by downtown. It's a small 900 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. And the list, I did the comps, and the high end is like maybe 370.
Okay.
And the low end's about 312. And more than likely, it's going to be a rental. So what's the likelihood of someone buying it on the high end? If they're going to rent it out, they probably won't even get enough money in rent. Or should I even concern myself with that?
Don't concern yourself with that. Go out there and post it for what it's being sold for. And
There's a
go look at the
Facebook group.
comments.
Mike's on it as well. I think you joined it, right, Mikey? The Facebook group that is for U of A parents that they list the rentals up there, or they list, they'll put the rentals, but they'll also put when they have ones for sale. A lot of these folks, it's parents that can oftentimes buy it in cash, or like my clients last year bought it on a 1031 exchange.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Well, they'll buy it in cash, and then that way they're not paying for a dorm or something. They have an investment while their
Right.
kids go to school. So
What's the address?
Right. 132 North Euclid.
And you're right there on Euclid and 9th too.
Yeah. So it's small. She needs to still do some work on it, but I was looking at the comps and I was like, should I list at the high end or in the middle, or?
Anthony's got fingers.
range price it.
I personally would list at the low end and create the buzz, but you got to market it. Don't just part it, just don't put it on the low end. You got to do a lot of marketing, create buzz around it, and have the market do a bidding war. Because now, is there a timing issue of why you're marketing a U of A house right now versus right before school?
Yeah, well, we want to hopefully sell it before school starts, but I don't know if that's going to happen now because she has all this work to do on it. It's going to take a lot of time.
All right.
So she's doing all the work beforehand?
Yeah, she's trying.
Let me ask you this. When does school start?
August? Is it August?
Yeah.
July?
This
So
is perfect.
when does school start?
Yeah,
August. Okay. How long does it typically take to close escrow on a property?
30 days.
Okay. What's 30 days prior to August?
July.
Okay. And how long are the houses in the area staying on the market?
Last I checked, about 29 days.
We'll call it 30 days. What's 30 days from July?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
We are in June. That's
Yeah.
crazy. This year is moving fast.
No, Anthony.
Come on, Anthony.
Anthony just caught up to the conversation. He goes, "Why are you waiting?" I'm like, "Oh, we're not waiting. We're actually
Yeah.
late. We're late to the ball game right now."
Right.
I'm in March for some reason.
Well, the activities you did in March are what you're closing out right now because of the same 30-day. But here's where we look at it is, okay, what's your plan? What's the anticipated date that you're trying to accomplish all of these things, and work backwards. A lot of people are like, well, hey, I want to sell it blank because of blank. Okay, great. Well, when does that usually happen? Okay, it's typically 30 to 45 days for an escrow, and these houses are on the market for X amount of days. So we can back that all the way down to
Uh-huh.
when they should be selling their house.
Right.
And oftentimes 6 months is today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got a couple of weeks worth of work. We want to go on travel, and then we want to put it on the market when we get back, and we want to market it in this. Okay, well, houses in the area are on average 60 days on market. It's 2 months. Okay, and it takes about 30 days to close escrow after that point. So now we're 3 months out. And you guys want to put in a couple weeks worth of work. That's about a month worth of stuff. And we got to get it prepped and ready for photos. That's 2 weeks. So right now
Right.
we're almost 5 months out.
Right.
Not in your specific situation, Serena. I'm globalizing.
Mm-hmm.
We can see how we can have that conversation about how to sell it. Now, what do we sell it for? 2 things to think about. Comps, which are, what's a comp?
What is it? It's prices of the homes that are similar in the area.
Someone else. What's a comp?
You talking about the actual amount or what a comp is?
What is a comp?
Mm.
Houses that are selling past tense sales of a house that's similar to it.
All right, someone else. I want a clean, crisp definition of comp that we can talk about. There's 2 reasons pricing a house versus, and the comp is, which is
A price that the market was willing to pay for a similar property.
I like that. That's a good definition.
Yeah.
I like that. It's the price that the market was willing to pay for a similar property. And Anthony showed past tense, already sold. Comps, those are already sold. These are houses that were similar to yours that have already sold.
That's why I always say the actives aren't the comps.
Right.
The actives are speculative.
The actives are your competition.
Ah, nice.
So we're pricing from 2 things. We're pricing from past experience, right? The knowledge that we've gained from the homes that have already sold. That has been evidence, the proof of what the market was willing to pay. I love that definition, Charles. Keep that. It's what the market was willing to pay on houses that was similar to yours. Plus, we look at the competition.
Okay.
Because if you have the same 2-bedroom, 1-bath rentable house off of Euclid in 9th that 2 other people have, why would they buy yours over the next one? Nuts and bolts are the same. Colors are different. That's okay. If your house is $10,000 less than the other 2, who do you think is going to get more eyeballs?
Mhm. And plus, it has a new roof and a new AC.
Even
unit.
better. New roof, new AC. They've only owned it for 12 years. Mary H. Higgins is the one that sold it. And their agent was Laura Sayers. Oh, I'm just happen to have the old sale up on my computer.
Mhm.
But there's always the way of looking at, okay, let's look at timing and neighborhood. So this is a great conversation. I think pricing your listings up front is super important. Competition dictates visibility. Comparables, also known as comps, dictate appraisal value. Ultimately, who decides the sales price?
The seller.
Oh, yes.
Buyer and the seller.
Right? The market. The buyers offer the seller's acceptance. Buyers and sellers. You and I and all the information in the world don't mean anything. They don't mean nothing when it comes to the seller selling the house, right? The seller can say, I want to sell my house for $375,000. And I'm like, great. The next closest comparable to you is across the street for $330,000. Why would they look at your house and not the one down the street? Well, I don't know. We have all this new stuff. Okay, so do they. Well, let's see what happens. Great. Well, within 8 days, if we're not getting any traffic, we need to make an adjustment. I don't
Not
mind.
even that. Even assuming your client's house is better than the other house down the street, we need to get the buyers into your house first and fall in love with your house before they fall in love with that house.
Yeah, because buyers are going to come in, and right now it's a buyer's market. Buyers are going to go look at 5, 6, 10 houses. Shit, I showed a bunch yesterday. You guys can't tell. I'm a little red. Didn't have my showing hat on.
I'll send you one.
I'm not wearing a Fuller Estate hat. Those look too small for my big ass head.
I'm gonna get you a captain's hat, Captain.
I just need my big floppy hat. I love my big floppy hat. But when you're looking at houses as a buyer, aren't you looking for the best value? Like, okay, there's 3 houses in this neighborhood that match what you're looking for. Let's go look at this one because of X, Y, and Z. Or this one's a little overpriced because of X, Y, and Z. The buyer I was walking through yesterday, we went and showed, and we were down in this area yesterday, actually, Serena. So we were looking at houses around the U of A. So
Oh, nice.
I am very familiar with what's available out that way. When you said 2-bedroom, 2-bath, I got excited. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
No, sorry.
About to say, I'm all, what? However, the house was built almost 100 years ago, so that's pretty freaking cool. Being able to sell a Centurion house, which is fantastic. But she was in every house. She goes, I think this house is overpriced. And I'm sure you do. Because if this house were 20 miles away, it would be less. You're paying a premium for the location and its proximity to a large landmark, the U of A. A 2-bedroom, 1-bath house near the U of A rents for like $2,500 a month. A 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment on the west side rents for $1,200 a month. Because, and say it with me, people, location, location, location.
Yeah.
But back to your question, price it low, create the buzz, counter upwards.
Cool, thanks.
Because there are other competition in your area. Like Jim said, we want to get them in your house and fall in love with your house first.
Thank you.
And a little sneaky showing advice, always put the house you think your buyer is going to love the most at the end.
I've also gotten away from saying hopefully generate multiple offers to saying creating competition.
Creating competition, creating buzz, creating engagement. That's what we want.
I threw that Facebook group picture of it in the chat too, so you can find
Oh,
it.
yes, thank you. I got it. Thank you.
Gatos! Los gatos. Viva los gatos el guapo? Pretty cats? So, what questions have come up since our conversation so far this morning?
How would you deal with kind of like the seller pushback if you're saying, hey, let's start low, create some buzz, and they're like, no, my home is worth way, way more, blah, 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 whatever.
Sheldon, I appreciate you thinking that, and I agree with you. Your house is worth more. But this is marketing. Our job is to get more eyeballs on your property, more feet in the door, and more offers in hand. And pricing is only a strategy to that. Now, some people are going to think the sales price is the starting point and go down. Well, good agents are going to low attention to it, and it's going to push the value upwards because we're going to create that competition. We're going to structure it in such a way that we have multiple buyers looking at the property for the first time at the same time. Creating urgency, creating scarcity, creating demand. Pretty easy, right? Now I'm not just, I don't want to short sell your house. No, I want to market it strategically so that we maximize the engagement. You ever seen a restaurant that only had a couple of chairs, people waiting around the corner to get in? Yeah, it's a scarcity. People think that restaurant is highly valuable, desirable, because people want to get in, but they can't. Or are you saying my house isn't worth $400,000? I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying your house is beautiful and worth all the money. And we want to get it to you.
I also share with them too, there's no risk because, you know, if you get an offer that you don't like, don't sign it.
There are sellers out there that think that they have to take the offers they get, and they don't. If you're not happy with the offers, we're not taking them. There are 4 things that we know to sell a house. Do you know what they are?
Price, condition, location, and marketing.
Marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
But we always say price last. It's location, condition, marketing, and pricing. Right? Location, first and foremost, is going to set the value because the location is where people are starting with. I want to buy a house in this area. Right? Near the U of A, near San Diego, near the beach, near the woods, away from the freeway. Right? Location becomes a starting point. So we want that to be the starting point in the conversation. Location. Plus, everyone's heard location, location, location. Secondly is condition. The condition of the house may also be its functional layout. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 baths. The physical condition or the physical structure of the house can't be changed. And if it's in a crappy area and it's really pretty, it's not going to help you. If it's in a pretty area and it's really crappy, you might have someone who'll come in because they're going to fix it up. Location's always first. Then condition, because condition can be factored into price. Well, it's ugly. It needs some repairs. What are we going to do? If it's ugly and it needs some repairs, what are you going to do for the price?
Factor that into the price.
Factor that into the price. If it needs $100,000 worth of repair work, what should you do with the sales price?
Bring it down a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just bring it down. Factor it in. I'm not saying take $100,000 off, but I'm saying, hey, you better be marketed as a fixer-upper. And that's what brings us to the next one, marketing. Because location is set, condition can be set if the seller's unwilling or unable. So you have to market it around it. You have to market it as a fixer-upper. You have to market it as an opportunity. You have to market it as a visionary's dream. Right? How many times have we seen super colorful language on an MLS listing that's like, welcome to this charming abode, just ripe with potential.
God, don't look at my listing.
Am I going to make fun of yours now?
Favorite art off the car.
But that's the thing is, right, you're marketing to its condition and location. Welcome to the dream neighborhood you've always thought you couldn't live in. Well, now you can. Bring your tool bag and a bucket of nails because I got a. I see some laughter because that's the thing is, marketing becomes the story that we're talking about when condition and location are a factor of sale. And if all 3 of those things are factored in, there's only one thing left. That's price. If you've got a good location, you've got good condition, and you've got great marketing, the only thing out there that's still a variable is price. If you have the prettiest house on the block, but it's right next to the freeway, price it accordingly. If you've got the ugliest house in the prettiest neighborhood in the smallest corner of town that everyone wants to live in, price it accordingly. If you've gone through and you and your sellers have cleaned it up, you've steam cleaned all the base mold, you've replaced all the dirty stuff, and the house just looks brand new, and it's in an area on a corner lot with a cul-de-sac, no HOA, mountain views, and you're doing a shitty job at open houses, is price going to be affected?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because marketing is part of that. So as long as you're showing it to as many people as possible, talking to as many people as possible about it, the last thing is price. I really want to hound that point home because when we're talking price, that's the only thing the sellers care about. What am I getting for my house? But sometimes you got to flip it around them and say, hey, would you pay $1.5 million for this house? Oh no. Then why are you asking $1.5 million?
I have a question.
Okay, what's up?
I did a video for my new listing, and I've done just listed brochures, the printed versions to just have at the property, but I'm wondering if that's like worth the money, is printing out those listed brochures, because when people come in, it's hard for them to even like sometimes take like the flyer or just like the printed out stuff that I have. And I'm wondering if that's just like, if I should be allocating that money to video and not doing printed stuff anymore. Like, are you guys seeing that people pick those up at your listings?
Are you paying for printing? Like you're having them professionally printed?
Yeah, like they're really nice, just listed brochures that I usually have at the open houses and have it as like a marketing piece. But people don't pick those up, and I have them from like my last listing, and I'm like, what do we do? What am I going to do with this? You know, there's
Use
just
that as an example for your next listing presentation, but Jim has something he wants to
I
say.
I can keep like, I don't know, one or two of the like previous ones, but I'm just wondering if I continue doing that.
Yeah, if Jim's got something to say, he's got to unmute himself. We muted him because he was getting loud in the background.
Sorry about that. Thank you for muting me. Driving on California's, tax dollars at work roads over here. But
Stay away from Southern California. I hear things are getting spicy.
right. So what I would do with what you have, obviously, leave them out, mark them, whatever. What I do in the future, what you do is I get a acrylic sign holder, right? And I print out a sign with with minimal information, but pictures of the home, a short description, and a QR code that they could scan when they walk in. And then it, obviously, the email address, name, or whatever. So I collect their information, but they also get all the listing information for the home, and I could kind of track how many people are doing that and whatever that information. But also, when I put them in the home, just like you, they don't tend to get used. But when I put them on the signpost, man, it feels like I'm filling that thing every week.
Okay. Maybe the reason that I'm seeing that is because the last two properties have been in an HOA that don't allow signs to go in the yard.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, what am I going to do with this stack of brochures? Like, they don't take them at the open.
A giant QR code on the garage door.
I feel like I would get a call about that from this HOA, but good point.
Probably.
There's always a way.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, in the 6 houses we looked at yesterday, 4 of them had brochures and business cards and kind of stuff on the counter. We didn't grab any of them.
Yeah. So
I like something there for me personally. Like if I have a buyer that texts me and they're like, oh my God, we have like this one just dropped or whatever, like we really want to see it. And I haven't had time to do a ton of prep work or bring anything for them. I do like to have something there. It doesn't have to be like some super fancy printed thing or whatever, but some piece of information, which I have found to be very helpful. And I'm appreciative when agents do that.
Okay.
Are you talking about when you do an open house or just a showing?
No, just a showing. Like if I just happen to be out, right? Like I'm already out anyway, and somebody, like one of my buyers is like, hey, we just saw this one. I know it's last minute. Any chance we could go take a look at it? And I'm like, oh, it's vacant. Heck yeah, let's go do it. And I don't have anything in hand. At least then I like when I show up and I'm like, look at this. It's all here. All the information. They've got this. They've got that. Like this is really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I also use my lender. Like I partner up with a lender and they print all that stuff for me for free. Yeah. I mean, their branding's on it, but they put your branding on it too.
Yeah, it's more so just like the harder paper listed brochures that I'm like, these are fancy. I don't want to get rid of them, but
yeah,
better spent if I put this in video.
Perception to your seller. Your seller's going to be excited you did it. And that's why it's going to look like you're really doing your job.
So that's what I was going to say for like luxury listings.
What was that?
Jim? How many do you have left?
I have like a whole stack.
Door knock it. Hand them to the neighbors.
True. Okay.
Go bring us a buyer. Bring us a friend that wants to live in your neighborhood, right? Pick your neighbor.
That's what I was going to say. Could you stick it in like a mailer envelope and just put it out and be like, hey, did you see this?
Okay.
Neighborhood.
Well, guys, great conversation today. Do you agree?
Yeah, thank
See how
you.
much better our mornings are when we're all agreed. We're having fun. We're learning some stuff. We got our cameras on. Mikey got a haircut. It's all good.
Yeah, say Mike's definitely got shorter hair.
Oh, he's looking handsome.
Summertime.
Summer budget cuts.
Everyone knows the list reports will do your flyers just instantly and for free, right?
Yeah, we do now. List reports, free stuff, cool stuff. Send it to a lender, get it and print it. Leverage your finances. All right, my friends, I'll see you in the morning. Unless I have a meeting with you today, then I'll see you soon.